Okay, class. So it is Saturday. I'm at work on a Saturday. It's be crazy in here. So got the discussion boards caught up, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about the strategic execution plan um, that you have to do for the final paper. One of the things that is going to be important about this is looking at the idea of if you did this plan in real life, if you did the plan in real life, what would happen and what is likely to be a barrier, what's likely to be a boon, like what's going to help, um, and how are those things going to impact what you're doing. Um, there's 6 parts to this. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Make sure you use headings. Make sure that the headings are the words in bold. I bolded them for that reason, so you would actually have something to use. Um, you're going to give me an introduction where you're going to talk about this initiative that you're planning. You're going to discuss the potential barriers to the execution of the strategic plan and how those could be overcome. You're going to present a discussion of possible factors that would promote the execution of the plan. And you're going to then provide me with a communication plan for the initiative. How are you going to communicate it? Now, you can tie this into the strategic plan that you did last week, in that when you're thinking about each part of the plan, each action that you're going to be taking, how will that be communicated out to the stakeholders? How will that be communicated out to the people who this plan is going to affect? Um, think about it like that. And you don't have to redo the whole table and put communication in, but it'd be good if you grouped maybe some things together. Here's some actions and here's how we're going to communicate about them. Or worked your plan into a timeline. A lot of you decided to really focus on stakeholders when you did your strategic plan. And the problem with focusing on stakeholders is the plan tends to get away from being linear. It gets away from having an actual timeline where you could say, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. But if you could pull it all into a timeline, think about the phases that this might be. Is there going to be a phase 1, a phase 2, a phase 3? And how will you communicate about each of the phases? How will you do your initial communication and then the rest of them? Really, that 4th part is going to be the part I want to see the most in your, well, actually 4 and 5 are the 2 places I want to see the most in this paper. The barriers and factors that promote execution, that's just going to be a page, maybe 2 pages tops. The real thing I want to see is this communication plan and then the impact that you think it's going your change is going to have. And then a little conclusion, and then you're all done. It's the last week of class. Probably about Wednesday, you should see your student satisfaction evaluations, end of course evaluations pop up. Those are super important. We love constructive feedback about what you think is working and what's not working. You'll be doing a reflective discussion board this week, so you can kind of use that in your ideas of developing your ideas for what's working and what's not working. Obviously, we really value the feedback from everyone, so please fill out the form. It'll pop up at the top of your Blackboard. And if you have any questions, let me know. I think that most of you are very much in a line now. Some of you had to redevelop your program plan, and don't forget that you can always resubmit that paper if you made below an 86 and get more points on it. And I think that's it. Hopefully you'll have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next week.